The top stories. UCM President YK Dhiren lashes out at Centre PR government of Manipur for prioritizing festivals rather than resolving conflict, urges people not to participate in such festivals. Another death at RIMS Hospital sparks outrage today, attending physician injured in mob attack. And flood-affected victims of Mayang Imphal eagerly waits for government's aid. Good afternoon and welcome to Pm-Istv English News at 2. Now we have the detailed news. President of United Committee Manipur, YK Dhiren, has lashed out at the Centre and PR government of Manipur for prioritizing merry-making festivals rather than resolving conflict, and further urged the people not to participate in such festivals. He made the statement during the rituals of Langban Haitha performed for martyrs at the Great June Uprising Memorial Complex, Kekrupad. UCM General Secretary Santa Nahakpam and other eminent personalities, leaders of various women organizations too attended the occasion. YK Dhiren continued that since 2001, Langban Haitha is performed every year to pay tributes to those who have made supreme sacrifices while protecting the unity and integrity of the motherland. On the other hand, he stressed the need of the indigenous communities to safeguard the territorial integrity of the state. According to him, prioritizing individual community interest over collective well-being might lead to downfall of the society. YK Dhiren also lamented over the Centre and the PR government for giving importance on festivals instead of addressing the condition of the IDPs and the people of the state.
Thawaina ponta pikraba dunglaba athobi mayama ekoi leiringai tanja sida crisis ase fazana resolve taunaba central government sung state government leingak ani si tasen narakanda afaba leingak sasan namagi mami leibak sida lunlob lo le habese lamdam sigi kunai sigi miam the indigenous people the khangan bagi mohta makoina kaisu leita na crisis asi na thairaga thambagi mong da thamakanda festival lomda sangai festival atu festival na adu romde hena kok thadarakanda madu da miam sing asi ngahon na bo honarak pose masi hena laibak tibani asu natabida kunai sigi yangle lamdam sibu kanna bo honabada ekoi crisis asi hena loisinna bo honabana hena pagani adu natabida miamgi khwalao musung miamgi wakalon singa se na thaira kanda festival lomda mai onzilaga jatkhi bai basina hayeng tungda crisis gi matakta hena miamgi pen da bi khwalao ma lakpusu yai habase ekoi United Committee Manipur gi mai kai degi thamjaba wafam ni.
Tension grips RIMS hospital premises this morning following the death of another patient. After a woman died post-delivery, family of the deceased stormed the hospital and assaulted the attending physician. The injured doctor is said to be undergoing treatment. It may be mentioned that RIMS witnessed similar protest yesterday after the death of a 50-year-old Yambem Sanjoy Obamon Kampu Mayalaikai. The deceased woman who died today was identified as Singsubam Ongbi Manju, 36, wife of C.H. Niran of Lilong Chajing Awang Laikai. C.H. Niran told media persons that his wife was admitted at a hospital for delivery on 16 September and at 2:30 p.m. yesterday she had cesarean section and gave birth to a baby girl. Post-delivery, his wife experienced bleeding and she underwent another operation at 7:30 p.m. last evening, he said. After her operation, she was kept at Neuro ICU and on the wee hours of Sunday, she was declared dead by the doctor. The family held talks with the medical superintendent of RIMS, and after both parties failed to reach an agreement, the irate patient party resorted to assault the attending physician. It has been stated that the family of the deceased held another meeting with the authority of RIMS Hospital.
operation sale ana unarin ba meeting sama juga mama na putre juga mama na ali putre adu normal ni putre dum juga na kle la mai mutung ni yo gyan ta ba adi mutung aina sak lo ge na indang na so sak lo ge na mapa na ko kuma tanda sam ko ta nang lo ge ni da ko ima ne ni si ha ta du na ajin je le ni kon to da ta ju pa ta ni na na lo ko ta ni Semua kalau semua saya kalau jual ini ada yang tahu ada di mana itu tahu jadi kamu main dokter yang cina dengan ilo ini bukan blood bank ilo bukan yang cina ayu sari oksigen mana main pasang ilo cina kamu itu yang nak ada lagi itu mana ada nak kalau mau di kamu sendiri sangat baik kan
Mayang Imphal is also one of the most affected regions in the recent flood. The flood has left many farmers and fish farmers in distress as paddy fields and fish farms have been inundated in water. With their livelihood being destroyed in the flood, distressed residents and farmers sought immediate attention of the state government to address their grievances. Here is a report.
Masi surrounding leprapam dagina kaitharak basi phuz yankhai humphumuk changchi kaithare adu takthara basina iram sipai le prakpam phibo le jono drom mang hai tara swaida le sum takthara ga sirai adu go jono do makhal kai sim leire pawideksi mama le kai maning le kai hai tara si anam manadi le prakpam swai sidadi lowna nam boin tawinga gi diam ko to adu ga khetang haidarak budai di lowgi Frangi wana nam batawre masi charangna thama mada yamdrabda lupa lising dramar fu laki mathak hadana bangaktani dugi matik ayam man loina mang hai tare nga khra le ho basi kannaba langnari adubu tammangam dre nong singi fiam lagadi lerai kanal phatabani na sing mabuk thalle rabani na masi yarakpa sungyakta basi nebini kaidrenga dadi lupa lang mari rom sagadana khalam bane adu hojiti kai khramna kayam leram doino haibadum di tammangam dre from dagi kaidagi laga mungi sagi angang nubi semba adagidi meltang tawba punabaksi farm de loin tawbanina masi sokpadi yam soe mangi basi kanada kamai tor mamangda su amata su kan tawba yaukidri phangba su yaudi lakpadi khara lakhi aduga simak phange khole haibadudi masi bo phangbadi leitri masi government gi side dagidi masi moina mateng khetang di toning ngami singi nosidati
Manipur gi oina leiba lengaksina quick response team ma sema kanda assessment ama district khudingi handaki chausina maram moirga mangi bisingsi lobham thui aduga lobbaga loinana moigi wara basingsi da government na kari tawba yabage haibagi podu thijanbam thui aduna sumaina logdo mangi bisingsi na masigi lobham se september loirabnina log komsana ba na khoi masi hauram matamnina sigi lobham sima pura mangabani kem silpa yaroi phosing aduga nga singsina yola kanda imung manung thakadabagi problem mayam do khoi imung manung sida khoi yam chaungna mayok narani haibasi khoi rabo foundation manipur gi maike dagi khoi assessment oina khoi phangjare aduna haji phawbi go oina di som maike som da mangi ba khoi gi lokpham mamam da khoi gi farm tawrba sing da lupa lang mari manga gi mang base punna paraga di paisa se aduki matik yamna saukhre yam thuba da khoi masigi assessment ama tawrba si hek loibaga khoi mayam da ju sima lei haibdo haijaraki aduga district khuding gi khoina lokhali report sing se khoina yam mayek sumna leibak miyam da ju mayam gi oiba sab khoi report ama ju mayam da thamjage matam leibi khebik da khoina sum thengna base ising isa oiro ikang oiro kain maihok lang po oiro government gi kaino singse moji adam maning la lehoba irawa foundation manipur sin lomi praja sing samnaraga mafam da salaga sumaina lobagi report si lakte khote haibagi mafam ngakta oina karai da lori report no tang 30 ta seida mi na phingou phobudongna nga phari ba kholiba sigi marak ta su lakte manung hanjalaga su lakte matai da su lakte government si kai dorino government si aduna khoi asam bo khoina moida wakhalam bok tawningai leite khoi government gi negligence sing se khoi irawa foundation manipur na condemn tawi athuba matam da mafam sinba thungna assessment government gi oiba lobiu sahi wondringai da moigi account sing adu da direct benefit transfer gi system da paisa chap sing ado kapiu masigum sing se government yam munna hena haksan lobira kanda victim oirba sing sigi yaipana ba kitang lokhat piu haibse khoi gi yahuk thengba government gi maikai da khoi apil lamtang tawjage.
Former Chief Minister Sri N. Biren Singh met with Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla at approximately 3:30 p.m. yesterday. The meeting, which reportedly lasted for about an hour, is believed to have focused on discussing the current law and order situation in Manipur. It is yet to be ascertained whether the meeting also focused on formation of a popular government. Normal life has been affected in Manipur by the 24-hour Band called by the Armed National Revolutionary Front Manipur NRFM in opposition to the Manipur Merger Agreement of September 21, 1949. Khwairamband and other major markets, shops and establishments remain closed owing to the band. Passenger vehicles stayed off the road. Fire, water, media and other emergency services were exempted from the band. On the other hand, security measures have been heightened to prevent any untoward incident during the band. A prize distribution ceremony of the 45th State Level Students Science Seminar 2025 was held by Directorate of Education S at City Convention Center. Director of Education S, N.G. Bhogendra Meitai, Additional Director of Education S, Biseshwar Kumukcham, Education School Hill Manipur, Dangmai Manglem graced the occasion as the main guest. Arnika Hongshangbam of Mother Pride Academy, Bishnupur was awarded the Best Performer. She is set to represent Manipur in the National Level Student Science Seminar 2025 to be held in Bengaluru in October 30, 2025. A torch rally led by MLA of Thanga AC, Tongbram Robindro, was carried out yesterday evening with large participation from the public to condemn the ambush on a convoy of the 33 Assam Rifles at Nambol Sabalaikai in Bishnupur district on the 19th of this month. The attack claimed the lives of 2 personnel and left 5 others injured. The rally paid tribute to the 2 fallen soldiers and carried a strong message of peace under the banner, "We want peace." Numerous people joined the procession, raising various slogans before it culminated at Kairen Fabi Lamlong Main Road. Participants lit candles before the portraits of the martyred personnel and offered prayers for their souls to rest in peace. Speaking on the sidelines, MLA T. Robindro strongly condemned the incident and urged the people to renounce violence, work towards restoring peace and strive for harmony in Manipur. He added that the candlelight rally was organized with the hope of spreading the message of peace and helping bring back normalcy in the state.
These brave soldiers serve not just only for Manipur but for the safety integrity of our entire nation. They dedicated their life to protect us, often staying away from their families so that we may live in peace. Such an act of violence against them is deeply condemnable and unacceptable. Our heartfelt condolence goes to the families of the martyrs, and we pray for the speedy recovery of the injured. In this moment of grief, we urge everyone to reject violence, work together to restore peace in the state. The candles we light today are a symbol of respect for the sacrifice and a reminder that light must always stream out darkness. Let us unite for the peace, harmony and future of our state and for the nations.
Armed Forces Ex-Servicemen Association Manipur has strongly condemned the deadly Nambol attack by unknown armed militants. Veterans called the incident highly regrettable, emphasizing that such acts endanger life. They compared it to bringing war into one's own home, calling the act illogical and unacceptable. The statement reminded the public of the selfless service of the armed forces, highlighting their contributions in disaster relief, medical aid and national defense, while asserting that this ambush does not reflect the values of those who fight for a legitimate cause. They also extended their prayers for the departed soldiers, mourning the loss and expressing hope for peace. A web of grief and solidarity swept across Manipur as communities in Kakching, Thoubal and Chandel districts organized silent protests and candlelight vigils condemning the recent ambush on Assam Rifles at Nambol. In the Kakching district, sit-in protests were held at Sugnu, Sero and Waikong, where Maira Paibis, civil society organizations, youth clubs, IDPs and elderly citizens gathered in large numbers. Holding placards and banners, they strongly denounced the attack and expressed their determination to stand by the security forces. In the Chandel district, villagers at Ceylon staged a parallel protest underscoring and uniting in condemning such cowardly acts. Candlelight vigils illuminated the night at Kakching Lamkai and Khongzom War Memorial in the Kakching and Thoubal district, and at Aibol Jaupi, Sajik Tampak, Khangbarol, Phaisangjang, Molchom, Mombi, Gamphozol and Chongpol in Chandel district. The glow of candles and floral tributes offered by locals became powerful symbols of remembrance, resilience and reverence for the fallen soldiers.
दो लोगों की जो है दे हैव वीर गति उन्होंने प्राप्त की है और 5 जो हमारे भाई है उन लोगों को जो है अभी भी इंजर्ड है एंड वो उनका मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट जो है चल रहा है। तो आज हम सारे यहाँ पे उपस्थित हुए हैं सो दैट हम हमारे जो ब्रेव हार्ट्स हैं जिन्होंने हमारा बलिदान दिया है हमारी सिक्योरिटी का इंश्योर करने के लिए, उनके लिए आज हमने यहाँ पे एक फ्लोरल ट्रिब्यूट ऑर्गेनाइज किया है।
PCCF and HOFF and Additional Chief Secretary Textiles, Commerce and Industry TCI Anurag Bajpai visited and reviewed various schemes and projects in Kamjong district covering villages such as Lungfu, Singcha and Bungpa Kulen. The Additional Chief Secretary was accompanied by Conservator of Forest Eastern Circle Debla Laifrakpam, Director Handloom and Textile Elangbam Jiten, DC Kamjong District Rengnamai Reng Peter, Divisional Forest Officer, DFO Napoleon Rongmai, and other DLOs. During the discussion with the village headmen and authority leaders of Lungfu village, Anurag Bajpai appreciated their efforts for maintaining a dense community forest reserve and informed them of the efforts which Forest Department is taking up for their development. He apprised them of the benefits which the community will get by capitalizing the forest resource base, thereby uplifting the living standards of the villagers. He directed the DFO to install camera traps in coordination with the village authority in Lungfu Community Reserve for assessing the wildlife diversity. He encouraged the villagers to grow bamboo on Zoom lands under agroforestry model, as the bamboo will fetch commercial benefits for them in the near future, with possible investments in the state. Later, the Additional Chief Secretary Textiles, Commerce and Industry TCI with his team visited the site proposed by the DFO Kamjong in Shincha village for developing ecotourism. In national news, we have Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 5 p.m. today, his office has announced. There is no confirmation yet on the subject of this address. This has triggered speculation on what the Prime Minister will speak on. The timing of this address is significant. It comes a day ahead of the implementation of GST 2.0 reforms, making it a possible subject of the Prime Minister's address. Also on the list of probabilities is the US crackdown on H-1B visa holders, a move that will affect a large section of Indian techies working in the US. The Prime Minister's last address to the nation was on May 12, 2025, when he briefed the people about Operation Sindoor, India's counter-strike after the terror attack in Pahalgam. Today's address comes on the eve of the rollout of GST 2.0 reforms. The cuts in GST rates, which will lower prices of a wide variety of goods, will kick in on the first day of Navratri. This is likely to boost consumption during the festive season. And now we have the recap of the top stories. UCM President YK Dhiren lashes out at Centre PR Government of Manipur for prioritizing festivals rather than resolving conflict, urges people not to participate in such festivals. Another death at RIMS Hospital sparks outrage today. Attending physician injured in mob attack. And flood-affected victims of Mayang Imphal eagerly waits for government's aid. That's all we have for now. We'll be back with more updates at 4 p.m. again. Until then, goodbye.